Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we've had some awful technical difficulties here, as you will have noticed, with the lack of a screen to watch the game, but we are indeed back. I don't think our technical difficulties are 100% over with, but there has been absolutely an amazing amount of action in this ball game. Culminating in 2 minutes ago, Lewis Gerard hoiked one over the centre field fence to score Ramblers a grand slam. There we go. So in the first innings, we'll just do a quick recap for you. It was Ramblers that came out of the gate with a brush and scored 3 runs. We saw that one before we went down. But what we didn't see was Paniki Kilbirnie come back with 3 runs of their own, courtesy of a lead-off hit by Tikarika Cooper Nicola out to the centre field fence. Showed a clean pair of heels for a stand-up triple. Then we saw Jaden Stratford strike out. Riley Markier came up and put one on the grass out in centre field before Jerome Ramaki came up and launched one over the fence. 3 to score a triple. Home run. So we went into the top of the second innings, all tied up at 3 apiece. Well, since then it's been all Ramblers. It's 1 down here in the second innings. We've 5 runs have scored so far in this innings. We see a towering hit out to centre field. It's going to be over the fence. It didn't look off the bat like it was going to make it, but it just kept going back and back and back. And this time it is number 33, Oscar Clark, who hits the home run. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got the replay for you. It goes high on the bat, but it just keeps flying back. And there we go. The PK outfielders give up on that one. It lands about 1.5 metres on the other side of the fence. And now takes the score out to 9-3. We're in the top of the second innings. It's Floyd Nola up to bat. And in the blink of an eye, Ramblers have gone through their order. Only Floyd Nola to go, still with only 1 out. Really have opened up a can of pain and hurt on Paniki Kilbirnie. Well, I was just in the middle of talking about Nick Hayes' return to local softball, because he's Hutt Valley for many years, product of Marlborough, as we see a hard hit, and it's called fair. This time it's Floyd Nola, who earns himself a triple. He's going to come around and end the diamond home run by Floyd Nola. We talked about him being an out-and-out utility, and there we go. He can pitch, and he can also bat, and boy, can he run.
Don't settle for being a good team.
There you see it, ladies and gentlemen, on the replay. The ball comes off the fence. Confuses poor old Troy Howe out there. It stopped dead. Normally you'd expect it to rebound and head towards the fielder, but no, but that gave Nola the time he needed to scamper home for an in-the-diamond home run. So now we're just hearing from Troy Howe. He said the ball actually made its way through the fence and bounced back. Be nice to have a full-on look at that. Which, of course, if that ball has made its way outside the fence, that'll become a stand-up double. There we see hit hard down the line by Nola. If we can stay with that one right there, it would be good. Yes, it's made its way all the way and hit the wooden fence behind the outfield fence. So the umpires, of course, don't have the luxury of a replay. But we'll see the outcome of the inquiries out there. No, he was on his own. So Floyd Nola showed a clean pair of heels and it got him all the way back to second base. Here we go. That'll bring to bat number 50, Maddox Rice. The hurt and pain doesn't get any easier for PK, as Ramblers still only have one out. A runner at 2. Maddox Rice up to bat. They have scored 8 runs in this inning. And back underway. There is signs out there that PK are warming up another pitcher at the moment. It's a towering fly ball by Rice, getting under it out there. Mike Davies at second base. Don't envy him having to be under that one. It took about 10 seconds to come out of the air.
Warming up another
Second
pitcher
out.
at the moment. It's a towering fly ball
For Ramblers in
Rice,
this
getting
innings.
under it out there.
Max Early up to bat. And he's another one. You can hear the connection that these guys are getting with the bats. But that one nicely taken out there this time by Troy Howell. And there we go. That innings is over for Paniki Kilburney. And that innings saw Ramblers score 8 runs and now lead the ball game by 11 runs to 3. 9 runs to 3 on the scoreboard there, but I think that might be out of date by now. But anyway, we'll go to a break and we'll be back and find out what's going to happen in just a minute. And I'll confirm that score for you. Yeah. Music. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. We hope you're enjoying these pitches in this ball game. We are struggling to bring you, I should say, because we've had some pretty amazing technical difficulties, but not as amazing as the batting that Ramblers just put out there on display for us. The score at the moment now is 10-3 officially, as I went and checked with the official scorer. Very hard to keep up as there were bodies running all over the place there. Nick Hayes gone back into action out there for Ramblers. And it is indeed number 17, Troy Howe, left fielder who had so much to do out there whilst looking into that horrible sun. But got the job done in fine style in the end. with that catch just in the foul territory out there. And Nick Hayes makes short work of Troy Howe, strikes him out for the first out here. After all that time and all that action, we're into the bottom of the second innings. Number 23, Regan Davies up to bat for Paniki Kilburney. And as I alluded to before, what a pleasure it is to see Nick Hayes back in the country and firing on all cylinders. He's an absolute beast of a pitcher. And certainly would add to the depth that this country requires to get back on an even footing with the best teams in the world. Strike called on number 23, Regan Davies. Of course, Paniki Kilburney replied after that first innings onslaught from Ramblers with 3 runs of their own. Oh, Nick Hayes looks to have well and truly shrugged that off. Struck out Regan Davies. That'll bring the bat. Number 5, Aaron Gollan. And talented young softballer, Aaron Gollan. Playing at shortstop for Paniki Kilburney. Gets one off the end of the barrel there. No balls, 2 strikes on Aaron Gollan. Nick Hayes throwing absolute darts out there. It's that little bit of extra pace that he possesses, combined with some great control of his movement. It makes him such a dangerous pitcher. And there we go, underlines that, gets the batter down and looking. 3 straight strikeouts for Nick Hayes. And that'll end it now for the second innings. It's Ramblers who can lead the ball game by 10 runs to 2 over Paniki Kilburney. 10 runs to 3, I think it is, over Paniki Kilburney.
From the humble beginnings of a Wellington garage and with a good helping of Kiwi Can Do, Resine have been proudly colouring New Zealand since 1946. Environmentally approved quality paints, colours and expert advice, all available at your local Resine colour shop. Our friendly team are here to help you get the best results for your project, with creative colours and innovative paint all made right here in New Zealand. You can rely on Resine to get the job done.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Sorensen Field here at Fraser Park, Sportsville. We've had 2 innings of absolutely amazing action where Ramblers have opened up a can of whip-ass with the bat to the tune of 10 runs to Paniki Kilburney's 3. Hard to believe we've only had 2 innings of action, and we spent one of those with some technical difficulties, not able to bring you any pictures. The game continued, however, and as I alluded before, I was going to be joined by local softball luminary, legend, Joe Fraser. Joe, nice to see you.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words, Gary. Looking forward to a lot of softball over the next couple of days. Ramblers look like a team that's playing for a tournament. final, and Nick Hayes has really been doing a fantastic job on the mound.
Absolutely, and I talked about it just a few minutes ago, Joe. How good is it to see him back in New Zealand, pitching locally, here in the Hutt Valley, where, of course, he's done so much pitching in the past, but also recently at the NFC tournament, where he was absolutely amazing.
Oh, no doubt.
And so good to see him back in New Zealand and back at work.
Yeah, we had a good look at him at the NFC, and he got the MVP and top pitcher, and great to see him on New Zealand soil, and hopefully in the Black Sox frame going forward.
Yes, because he definitely would be. Riley Markia has come in to pitch for Josh Merritt, who, of course, took quite a bit of punishment in that second innings from the Ramblers batters, but he can console himself with there's plenty of pitches that have come up against Ramblers and had that said about them.
Yeah, this is a good hitting team from 1 to 9, and they don't seem to let up.
Yeah, well, of course, in the previous innings we had Lewis Gerard come up and put one over the fence for a grand slam, and this is just the sort of runs that a team like Ramblers can put on you in a big hurry, which is exactly what they did.
Yeah, PK just got to stay patient, stay the course. They still got a long time in this ball game.
It is, as we see a pop fly in the infield as Joel Harris is getting under it. Takes forever to come down, but he does a fine job of making the catch for the first out. And that first out was Oscar Clark. Hit a home run in the previous innings. Brock Evans, number 21, up to bat now. Walked in his first at-bat and struck out in his second.
Another one of the Evans now. They just keep coming.
Keep producing them.
Keep producing them, no doubt about it.
Similar fashion to obviously the Anoka boys at Auckland United. Had the pleasure of having Thomas Anoka here in the previous game and had a quick chat to him.
As you know, the softball is the Whānau family affair.
Yep, it's the ultimate grassroots sport.
Normally, if there's one playing, there's going to be another one right behind them.
Yes, well, I mean, when you've got a team like Ramblers, like you say, it's only the first day of the tournament as Brock Evans holds out at first base. And you're going to have to say, even on just with the evidence of the first two innings of what I've seen today, without knowing what they've done in other games at the tournament today, they will be there or thereabouts on day 5. Like Ramblers, like you say. And, of course, with the luxury of having Daniel Chapman sitting on bench.
No doubt about it. And he's coming back. I've spoken to a couple of people in the know, and he's getting his reps up. Obviously.
Rehabbing from back injury?
Yeah, rehabbing from the back injury. And I think he was throwing between 50 and 60 pitches and just turning it over, not wanting to do too much, but getting himself fit.
You still got to keep that sort of muscle memory going.
No doubt.
Otherwise, you might just lead to further injury.
Yeah, but good to see.
If you start throwing and you haven't been working it.
But again, the Black Sox would like to see him back in the frame and healthy.
Now, speaking of Black Sox players, you got Riley Markia out there pitching. But he topped the batting stats last week at NFC for Wellington. And he's another one over the next couple of years will have a lot of work to do and to try and help that Black Sox team get back to where we're used to seeing them.
Yeah, what a luxury to have someone like Riley Markia, who's really a 5'2" player.
Oh, I just mentioned the similar thing with Floyd Nolan playing for Ramblers. Here's a guy primarily known for his pitching, and he's out there banging balls over the fence for them. So, You know, it really is a luxury to have those sorts of guys who can come in, be out and out utilities and do whatever job you ask of them. Anyway, it's PK that come in and limit the damage in this one. Ramblers unable to impact the scoreboard for a change. 10 runs to 3. Ramblers over PK. We'll be back with more action in just a minute.
Your world, your color, your choice with Racine.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's Ramblers that take the diamond. We are getting to 10 past 6 here in Lower Hutt, Avalon. We're in at Fraser Park, Sportsville. Paniki Kilburney taking on Ramblers here in what was going to be the 5 o'clock game. It wasn't too late. It was only about 10 or 15 minutes late, so things are running pretty much to time. But if teams are going to be scoring 8 and 9 runs every innings, Joe, then we could be in for a long ball game. But somehow I think now that Nick has worked himself in and is looking like he's firing on all cylinders, it may speeden up a bit.
No doubt. No, obviously, Riley Markia had a good inning, the last inning, 1, 2, 3. Wants to get PK back in the batter's box and try to score some runs.
Well, it was Tikarika Kupa-Nicola up to bat now, who got things going for PK in their first innings. He launched one out to the fence and then showed us why he's such a talent. He can bat, but he also has a set of wheels on him. Second to none out there as he strikes out in this one. And Nick Hayes starting to build up those strikeouts. But Kupa-Nicola really did a grand job of getting PK going in that first at-bat. Now make that 6 strikeouts already for Nick. Might have heard Jaden Stratford just communicating. He's a catcher, so he knows how to talk to umpires.
Yeah, and it's good for as a batter, just wanting to get a little conversation with the umpire in a nice way, build up the rapport.
Well, we do get to see a lot of them from our vantage point here, Joe, and Lance Brown is actually a great communicator with the players. He really does let them know.
He's one of the best in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Maybe in the world.
Yeah, well, there's a few of them in New Zealand that are world class. Jaden Stratford goes down swinging on that one as well. Brings to bat Riley Marquette. Got himself on base in the previous innings with a nice hit out to centre right field. And the games I've already seen here today, Joe, I'm quite impressed with the presences on the mound. We have seen a couple of international pitchers going to work out there. Saw a young Danish pitcher from pitching for Hibiscus Coast.
Yeah, right.
Looked very good. Pitched with a lot of power and control. And, of course, we saw the Czech pitcher who's been pitching here locally in the Hutt Valley on operation for Dodgers in that same game. It was Dodgers who went down in that one 3-0 to Hibiscus Coast. Nice pick up there at third base. Fires it across the diamond. Yeah, Riley Marquette is the third out here in the top of the third, bottom of the third innings. We'll go to the fourth innings with Ramblers continuing to lead this ball game by 10 runs to 3. We'll go to a message and we'll be back in just a minute with more Hibiscus Coast. Nice pick up there at third base. fires it across the line.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting, try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back wherever you may happen to be watching. It is early March 2024, which means it's getting to the end of our softball season, which means it is National Club Championship time. We're at Fraser Park, Sportsville, Paniki Kilbirnie, going to work against Ramblers. It's Ramblers who have put the hurt on PK so far. It is 10 runs to 3 in their favour, and it's all ahead of Paniki Kilbirnie to do. I think the first thing we're going to need out of this innings, Joe, is 3 up, 3 down for PK so they can get to work with the bat.
Yeah, we're a third of the way through, and PK will want to hold the Ramblers down now to no runs and get back and try to score a couple.
Yeah.
And just chip away.
Well, Lewis Gerard lit things up for his team when he had loaded bases, and he launched one over the centre field fence. Right off the bat, that one looked like nothing but home run. That familiar crack of leather on leather, and occasionally leather on whatever bats are made out of these days. Carbon fibre. You used to say wood, and then you used to say aluminium. You remember wooden bats, don't you?
I do remember wooden bats. Yeah, it's showing my age. But the aluminum bats really like golf clubs and tennis rackets.
Everything went that way, didn't it?
Have sort of made a difference, yeah.
Revolutionary new materials. And now, of course, anyone who can swing a bat can put one over the outfield fence with these new bats. They just seem to have so much pop these days.
Yeah, definitely.
Lewis Gerard thought he was on his way to first base there. Umpire Lance Brown thought otherwise. This time, he picks the walk. Doing a great job in that spot for PK. That'll bring to bat what number have we got there? Number 44. Bradley Bennett. Nice picture of Romy out there directing proceedings for his team. Very much the heart and soul of Paniki Kilbirnie these days, Jerome Ramaki. Here he is.
Yeah, good to see Romy on the field. Been playing first base quite a bit recently, but also a little bit of third base.
Oh, he's defensively, he's a talent wherever he plays. But I know this year in New Zealand's off-season overseas, he really lit up with the bat. He's already done that today on Diamond 1 when he hit one over the fence in the first innings to help Paniki Kilbirnie come back to level things at 3-all. Before Ramblers really cut loose in that second innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bradley Bennett. This one's hit hard, second base. I think the runner going to 2 will be out just for evading so far. What do you reckon the allowance is for running offline there?
Well, I think the allowance is where that is, and I think the runner at second base did go out, and yeah, the umpires have made the right call.
Yeah.
I guess it's a foot around the line down to second base. Any more than that foot outside either side is definitely out. Good to see the umpire, John Hickman, reverting to the first base umpire and getting the call right.
So here we go. That was Louis Gerard going out for the first out. Bradley Bennett safe at first base. And that means you've got number 28, Reese Evans, up to bat. And in this lineup, it really doesn't get easier for you.
No, 1-9, they hit.
You've got Nathan Nukunuku and Connor Peden, a couple of internationals sitting on the bench. Not to mention guys like Ryan Early, Devin Carr. They really do have a lot of talent in this squad. This time it's Reese Evans who picks the walk. Bradley Bennett will go to 2. Bringing to bat Floyd Nola. We saw him launch one down the third base line. It went through the outfield fence, bounced off the wooden fence and came back into the diamond. Everyone thought he had scored himself a in the diamond home run. Not to be, as he was awarded the stand-up double.
Yeah, again, like you say, Floyd Nola in the DP spot.
Yeah.
Can also pitch. And there's nothing like a pitcher getting the bat in his hand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it with Riley, and then in that fashion, both players are in the Black Sox squad. They are similar players. They can do whatever their coach asks them because they've got all of those tools in their toolbox. Oh, Hutt Valley's put on an absolute peeler for us with the weather today, Jay.
Oh, this is typical Hutt Valley weather.
Got to agree with that. I don't think I've seen too many bad weather days. Hutt Valley in my time broadcasting.
Light winds and sunny lower Hutt. Perfect conditions for softball.
Perfect conditions for softball. See the ball go off Jaden Stratford's glove to the back net. That means the runners have advanced to 2 and 3. The danger signals are going up again for PK in this one. As we see Nola lean perhaps a little bit too far across the plate. That ball caught the inside corner. Called a strike. This time the bases are loaded. As Nola heads to first base for the third walk of the innings. Number 50, Maddox Rice, comes up to bat for Ramblers. Ramblers, of course, it'd be fair to say, Joe, in the last 10, 15, foul ball, 15 years, easily the premier club in the country at the moment.
Oh, yeah, they're top-notch. Rich club. They had an opportunity years ago to sell some land, I understand, and made them a rich club. And they've been able to pick up quite a few good players from overseas. Been able to use Nick, who's living in Australia, and also have had homegrown players throughout the club. I mean, the Evanses have been with the Ramblers for a long time.
Well, yeah, Nathan's leading the club and good players, and in the Evanses' case, great players, and a great pitcher like Nick. They just tend to gravitate towards success breeds success.
No doubt
in that
about it.
fashion.
Absolutely.
One ball, 2 strikes, Maddox Rice. Paniki Kilburnie, good to see them emerge back into the winner's circle this year. Had a few quiet years by their standards. This is a club that throughout the 80s and the first half of the 90s, in similar fashion to Ramblers, dominated the landscape in New Zealand.
Yeah, interesting how that all has happened and transpired, you know, between the Ramblers, Paniki Kilburnie, Hutt Valley Dodgers for a while.
Yes. Yeah, well, Hutt Valley, of course, you know, years and years ago, of course, they had some absolutely powerhouse clubs. Cardinals, of course, who are still functioning, but not at premier level. And, of course, Hutt City United, who are making a good fist of a comeback themselves, actually. This time the ball's gone past, and that means number 44, Bradley Bennett's going to come in to score and just advance that scoreboard a little bit further in their favour. And we're beginning to get into run-ahead rule territory for Paniki Kilburnie. Need to do something with the bat. But what they need to do is get 2 more outs.
Yeah, Riley just struggling with his control this inning. Three base on balls, 4 base on balls. And if you give up walks to this Rambler team, they're going to make you pay.
Yeah. This one hit hard up the middle. It goes out to centre field. Cooper Nicola threw a laser beam to the top of the back net. And 2 more runs come in to score. Ramblers being the batting team means PKB be the bottom of the order. So they will get a bat, but 10 ahead and 4, I believe, is enough for a ball game.
And that'll put us back on track.
I don't want to be laughing at PK's misfortune, but what a clinic with the bat we're seeing from Ramblers.
Yeah, just too many base on balls and then the timely hit. You know, the wild pitch, and yeah, it just starts to snowball.
Well, PK brought in a pinch hitter. They have a runner at 2. And the other 3 runners have scored. Devin Carr coming in to bat for Ramblers. Another thing I've noticed this year, Joe, is there's a few other associations sending teams to representative tournaments. Seen the likes of Wanganui.
Sure.
Franklin
was a good under-19 boys team. They came down to Hutt Valley.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, it's good to see. That county's Manukau and Waikato area are really starting to produce some good softballers.
Yeah, it's kind of that South Auckland all the way down to Hamilton, isn't it? It's quite remarkable. And of course, you see maybe the completion without actually winning the title, if you like, of North Harbour's development. Not completion, I should say. They'll keep developing, but they've sort of arrived at that elite level scene with making those grand finals.
Oh, no doubt. They're
at NFC.
They're in that top echelon now.
Yeah.
Top couple of teams in the country. And it starts, I guess, with Petterona and a couple of those young players.
Yeah, well, another association that have had an absolute huge input into development. As we see Riley Marquez strike out for the 3rd out of Ramblers innings. It's Ramblers that help themselves to another 3 runs and now lead the ball game by 12 runs to 3 over Paniki Kilburnie. We are going to head to the bottom of the 4th innings. We'll find out what Paniki have got in answer to that when we come back in just a minute.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're into the bottom of the fourth innings here at the 5 p.m. game here at Fraser Park Sportsville between Paniki Kilburnie in black and, of course, Ramblers from Auckland in their traditional maroon colour. Ramblers from Auckland it is, who leads the ball game by 13 runs to 3. We just had a quick debate about that off air as the scoreboard got updated a couple of times. It has settled on 13 runs to 3. And 10 runs and 4 for a run-ahead rule game, is it, Joe?
I believe so. Yep, it is 10 and 4, 7 and 5.
Still, if anyone's going to have something to say about that, it is Jerome Ramaki, one of the world's most renowned sluggers, and absolutely deserves that reputation.
No doubt about it.
Named in the all-world team this year, I believe, at ISCs, and was one of the top 4 sluggers over there.
Yeah, he's been a superb hitter for quite a few years now, and he's been going over to the States with the New York Ramblers, and has brought home a couple of trophies.
Yeah, of course, they won this year's ISC tournament. Hits one hard out to second base this time. Doesn't quite get onto the change-up from Nick. Nick Hayes doing a good job there on one of the world's premier hitters. Gets him to ground out at second. That'll bring to bat number 27, Joel Harris. Very much a local softballer. Been with Paniki Kilburnie for a whole bunch of years. Absolutely hammers the ball when he does hit it. Extremely hard.
I remember years ago he was a young player for the Australian team.
Yeah.
And I know my son Joe, when he was in the Raw Sox, when he was about 14, 15 years old, went to Blacktown, Australia, and Joel was a monster hitter as a young kid. But we've been lucky enough to get him to New Zealand.
And what a servant for Wellington softball he's turned out to be. He's just year in and year out. He puts it out there on the diamond for Paniki Kilburnie. What would be his beloved Paniki Kilburnie now, after all these years.
Definitely a stalwart.
Definitely a stalwart of them, and of course Wellington. Many years in the NFC. Of course, as Joe said, he's done his early representative stuff in Australia, but also played a World Series with Manu Samoa. Really do get themselves close to that inside of the plate batters these days.
Oh, no doubt about it. They want to get their piece of the plate.
Yeah, a pitcher like Nick.
Nick wants to own that part of
I
the
was going
play.
to say he wants that there, yeah. This time he's hammered one hard. Cole Evans, a shortstop, who just eats those up for breakfast and fires it across the diamond for the second out. Nice play at shortstop there. Cole just showed all his experiences. He just waited for that one.
Yeah, made it look easy. Has a lot of time. What a strong arm.
It does. It goes across the diamond like a bullet when he does get it in the air. And usually it's shut the gate time. Number 1, Mike Davies it is.
From the
now
humble
for
beginnings of a
Paniki
Wellington garage, and with a good helping.
After that first inning, Nick has really got into his work.
Yeah, he's right in the rhythm now.
What you like about a pitcher also is that he works pretty quickly.
He does. He just turns around, doesn't mess around with going to the back of the circle like some pitchers do. Just wanders straight back to the plate and gets on with it. Just like that, strikes out Mike Davies in this one. And that has indeed the case. The run-ahead rule is in effect. And what that means is that Ramblers have made short work of their evening game with Paniki Kilbirnie in this one. As Joe said before, it gets us right back on time for the 7 o'clock game in about 25 to 30 minutes' time. So the upshot of it is Ramblers win 13-3 over Paniki Kilbirnie. Joe, what did you think of the display put out there by the current champions?
Well, I think they showed a lot of class. They're a good hitting team, 1-9. Nick Hayes is on form and is going to be very, very tough to beat. And, yeah, they showed their class, and they just kept on putting on the heat.
Absolutely, Joe, and as usual, you're spot on the money. Even though we're only in the first day of 5, Ramblers have very much signalled their intentions in this tournament, and they definitely look like one of the teams to beat. Paniki Kilbirnie, they're no slouches either. They've still got time to come back. But for now, it's Ramblers. We get the breaking rights in this one over PK. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about half an hour with the next game. And for this one, Gary Rohihi, Joe Fariso, and for the rest of the team, Atiawa Toa FM will bid you a farewell.